The hidden truth behind female desire. Most men think women are complicated, and they're right. But that mystery isn't meant to be solved, only understood. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you learn to see through emotion, not control it, you understand attraction on a deeper level, where mind meets instinct. For centuries, men have searched for the secret behind what ignites a woman's desire. Science now confirms what philosophy hinted long ago. Attraction isn't random. It follows patterns, psychological, biological, and emotional, that reveal what truly awakens a woman's heart and body. Researchers have studied this for years, measuring not opinions, but reactions. Heartbeat, pupil dilation, brain chemistry. What they discovered breaks every shallow belief about what women want. It's not looks or charm. It's how a man makes her feel, his presence, confidence, and emotional depth. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That same imagination that fuels a woman's fears also fuels her desire. Stories, emotions, and words awaken something beyond logic. The power lies not in chasing her body, but in understanding her mind. In this journey, we'll uncover the 4 hidden cues that awaken genuine desire, proven by psychology, grounded in timeless wisdom. But more importantly, you'll learn what every Stoic man must master: emotional control, presence, and self-awareness. Because attraction isn't about becoming what she wants. It's about being complete, calm, and unshaken. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Before you try to understand her desire, learn to understand your own. Stay till the end. What you'll discover might just change how you see women, love, and yourself forever. The power of imagination and story desire doesn't begin with touch. It begins in the mind. When a woman reads or imagines a story that moves her emotionally, her body responds as if it's real. It's not the scene that stirs her. It's the emotion behind it. Tension, risk, surrender, and connection. David Buss, a pioneer in evolutionary psychology, discovered that emotional imagination can spark arousal without any physical contact. Words awaken the same pathways as intimacy. A woman doesn't fall for what you say. She falls for how your words make her feel. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Men waste years trying to impress women with looks or status while ignoring the power of emotional presence. Your words, tone, and calm confidence can reach deeper than touch. When you speak with intention, not desperation, you become unforgettable. Think of storytelling as a dance between imagination and control. A simple story, told with quiet certainty, can awaken her curiosity. It's not about being explicit, it's about being aware. When you speak from composure and strength, she feels it in her body. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." The same applies to attraction. If your thoughts are grounded, your energy is calm, and your words carry presence, she will feel it. Words can touch where hands cannot. So remember, a Stoic man doesn't chase pleasure. He understands emotion. He uses silence, timing, and awareness to connect. And in doing so, he triggers something no appearance ever could: the power of imagination. The attraction of power and presence power has always fascinated women, but not for the reason most men believe. It's not about fame or money. It's about what power makes her feel. When a man enters a room and others turn to him, when he speaks with calm authority, her instincts recognize safety, strength, and control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one true power is not dominance, it's presence. It's the quiet energy of a man who doesn't seek approval because he already knows his worth. Women don't fall for arrogance, they're drawn to balance, confidence without chaos. Through evolution, women learned to follow strength that could protect and lead. Today, that instinct still speaks through subtle emotions. When she feels your steady energy, she senses leadership. When she feels your calm, she feels safe. That's why men who carry themselves with certainty ignite attraction without trying. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Courage and composure create magnetic energy. Think of a man standing firm in challenge, unshaken, focused, composed. That's the moment her heart responds, even if she doesn't know why. You see it everywhere. Women drawn to leaders, creators, men who move with purpose. It's not the spotlight that attracts them, it's the discipline behind it. Epictetus reminded us, "No great thing is created suddenly. Power built from within shines brighter than any external status. So don't chase validation, build value. When your presence speaks louder than your words, she will feel it. Power without need, confidence without arrogance. That's the essence of masculine strength. And that's what a Stoic man embodies. The power of touch and movement desire isn't only born from words or status. It often begins in silence, through movement and touch. When two people move in sync, their bodies speak a language older than words. That's why dancing, even simple or awkward, can awaken something primal. It's not about skill, it's about rhythm, trust, and presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." When a man is centered within himself, his energy feels grounded. That calmness invites her to surrender to the moment. A simple touch on the back, a shared glance, or a slow dance under dim light. These gestures say, "You are safe." Science reveals that touch releases oxytocin, the hormone of connection. It's why a gentle brush of the hand can create more chemistry than hours of talking. Men who understand this don't chase, they guide. Through steady movements and calm direction, they build trust before desire. Seneca said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." When you move with a woman, don't think of outcome, just presence. Let the rhythm remind you that life, like attraction, is felt moment by moment. Even imperfect steps can create perfect connection when the energy is sincere. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So don't worry about being a perfect dancer. Be a present man. Because when your body and energy are aligned, she feels not performance, but truth. And that's where attraction deepens. When she senses both strength and stillness within you, emotional bonding and desire. Most men think emotional connection weakens attraction, but the truth is the opposite. A woman's desire grows strongest when she feels safe enough to let go. Her body responds not just to touch, but to trust. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When she senses peace in you, she mirrors it. Science confirms that emotional intimacy releases the same chemicals as physical arousal. Laughter, eye contact, shared silence, all build the same invisible bridge. It's not sentimental, it's biological. Her body links comfort with attraction, and the man who brings calm becomes unforgettable. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." A man unafraid of emotional presence is stronger than one who hides behind control. When you listen with stillness, she feels understood. That understanding ignites a kind of desire that technique can never reach. Think of it like a flame protected by trust. Without it, even passion burns out fast. But when she feels seen, not judged, her guard drops. That's when desire stops being physical and becomes soulful. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Emotional mastery doesn't mean coldness. It means composure. When you stay grounded through her emotions, she feels safe in her chaos. And in that safety, passion finds its home. A Stoic man connects not through words, but through energy. His calm presence tells her what every woman longs to feel. You can rest here. The chemistry of connection. Every touch, every look, every moment of closeness creates invisible chemistry. Science shows that during affection, whether a hug, laughter, or shared silence, the body releases oxytocin and vasopressin. They're the hormones of trust, bonding, and loyalty. They don't just appear during sex. They grow in the space between two calm hearts. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." When your presence radiates peace, her body begins to associate safety with you. You're not forcing attraction, you're allowing it. That's why a calm conversation or gentle touch can awaken deeper desire than any technique. Seneca wrote, "To be calm is the highest achievement of the self." When a woman feels emotionally safe, her body opens, her walls lower, her trust deepens. But when that connection is broken, when she feels unseen or used, her chemistry turns against her. Cortisol rises, oxytocin fades, and distance grows where warmth once lived. Epictetus said, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things." Many men mistake intimacy for conquest, but true connection is responsibility. When you hold her, your silence speaks to her nervous system. Your energy becomes her mirror. So remember, a Stoic man understands that touch is language. It's not about taking, it's about grounding her emotion with your steadiness. When your heart is calm, your energy communicates what words never could. That is the real chemistry of desire. The art of the kiss. A kiss may seem simple, yet it reveals everything. It's not just physical, it's how two souls communicate without words. When lips meet, the body sends millions of signals, taste, scent, rhythm, all asking one question. Are we aligned? Marcus Aurelius said, "Observe always that everything is the result of change, and get used to thinking that there is nothing nature loves so well as to change existing forms." A kiss changes two people in an instant. It can create connection or break it. That's why women remember how a man made them feel in that single moment more than what he said for hours. Seneca once wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." The same applies here. Men often overthink, trying to perfect the act. But it's not performance, it's presence. A woman doesn't seek technique, she feels your awareness. If you listen with your lips, sense her breathing, and follow her rhythm, she feels seen. Science calls kissing a biological test of compatibility. Her brain releases dopamine when she feels your calm confidence, lowering anxiety and increasing desire. A bad kiss feels rushed. A great one feels grounded. It's not speed, it's sync. It's not pressure, it's patience. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you want to connect deeply, be fully there. No thoughts of outcome, no noise of ego, just awareness. Because a true kiss isn't about lips, it's about energy meeting energy, presence meeting peace. So remember, a Stoic man doesn't chase passion. He cultivates it through calm control. The most irresistible kiss is the one that feels unhurried, steady, and certain. In that moment, she doesn't just feel your touch. She feels your essence, the essence of emotional connection. Attraction begins in the body, but it deepens in the mind. Even the most confident man can capture attention, yet few can sustain it. What keeps a woman drawn is not appearance, but resonance, the sense that you understand her in a world that rarely does. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love." Emotional connection is that privilege. It's not about fixing her emotions or proving strength. It's about presence. When she feels heard, she relaxes. When she feels understood, she opens. Seneca once wrote, "No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity." In the same way, many men mistake attraction for depth. They chase excitement, but forget stability. A woman's true desire blooms where she feels emotionally safe, not manipulated, but seen. Epictetus taught, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." So when conflict arises, the Stoic man doesn't react. He observes. He listens with calm eyes, speaks few words, and holds his ground. That calm becomes magnetic. It tells her, "You are safe with me." Emotional connection isn't weakness, it's mastery. It's the ability to stay composed when others lose balance. When a man leads from awareness, not ego, he touches something far deeper than desire. He touches the part of her that craves peace. So remember, attraction might spark interest, but connection builds devotion. And devotion isn't found in drama, it's found in presence. The 3 stages of emotional connection. Most men chase attraction, but few understand how connection truly grows. It unfolds in 3 quiet stages: safety, time, and depth. Miss one, and the bond fades. Master them, and she never forgets you. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." The first stage is emotional safety, when your actions match your words. A woman begins to trust when your energy is calm and reliable. She doesn't need promises. She needs consistency. When she feels she can relax, desire begins to grow. The second stage is time and presence. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." Men rush what should unfold slowly. Women connect through attention, not speed. When you listen deeply and remember what she says, her body begins to associate you with comfort. You become the place where she feels grounded. The third stage is depth and curiosity. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Ask her not just what she does, but why she does it. Behind every story is emotion. When you reach that layer, you separate yourself from every man she's met before. Depth creates memory. Curiosity builds emotional gravity. Connection isn't built through logic, it's built through emotion. When a Stoic man listens without losing his frame, he bridges the gap between mystery and trust. That's when attraction transforms into loyalty, and loyalty into peace. The secret of lasting desire. Attraction fades when it's only physical, but when emotion and presence merge, it becomes devotion. True polarity is the harmony between masculine strength and feminine surrender. One leads with grounded confidence, the other responds with trust. When that balance exists, desire never dies. It evolves. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength a man who lives this truth doesn't chase. He creates stability. His energy grounds the chaos around him. Women sense that stillness. It feels like peace in a noisy world. Seneca wrote, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom in love means understanding that attraction is not control. It's about awareness, knowing when to lead, when to listen, and when to simply be. That patience transforms fleeting excitement into lasting connection. Epictetus taught, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Your calm presence is your greatest seduction. When you hold your frame, she feels safe to lose hers." That's where trust turns into passion, and passion becomes loyalty. In a long-term bond, it's not dominance that keeps her close. It's consistency. When she feels both excitement and safety, mystery and belonging, you awaken something deeper than lust, emotional addiction. That's the quiet truth behind every enduring relationship, peace wrapped in desire. A Stoic man doesn't crave to be desired. He becomes the source of it. His strength is calm, his passion controlled, his love unshaken. And in that balance, he becomes unforgettable. Presence and the final truth of desire. Attraction isn't about chasing, it's about becoming. A woman doesn't fall for the loudest man in the room, but for the one who moves with quiet certainty. True desire comes not from force, but from presence. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action." What stands in the way becomes the way presence is, that principle in motion. Every challenge in connection, misunderstanding, distance, silence, isn't an obstacle but an opportunity to grow calmer, stronger, more grounded. When your energy steadies, her trust deepens. Let's return to the core truth. The 4 cues that awaken genuine desire, imagination, power, touch, and emotion, share one root. They all demand awareness. You can't awaken emotion in another if you're asleep within yourself. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Bravery here means honesty, being fully present without pretending, leading without fear. Epictetus reminded, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That mastery is the essence of attraction. When your mind is steady, you naturally draw others toward your peace. When you no longer chase validation, you embody strength that speaks louder than words. So remember this: women don't fall for what you have. They respond to who you are when you are still. The Stoic man doesn't manipulate emotion. He anchors it. He leads through calm, connects through presence, and leaves through silence. Because in the end, attraction isn't about control, it's about alignment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The mind always comes before the body." When you master your inner world, everything external follows. Stay grounded. Stay aware. That's how a man becomes magnetic without trying.